Alrighty, so we've done the multi-store model, and we've introduced the working memory model, and now it's time to look at the studies. And I think this study we're going to look at in this lesson is a very good one to use in especially short answer responses. And this is Robbins et al. Study, and this provides support for the working memory model. But using mini whiteboards or scrap note paper, whatever they like, see if they can diagram the working memory model from memory. This is a really cool video where the chimpanzee, it actually shows that they might have better working memory than humans. That's a pretty cool one to watch, just to hook kids into the lesson. And then there are instructions in the workbook on the replicating the study, and basically how the study works is you've got, like, let's say I'm the participant, and on my left I've got a chessboard with a few pieces, and one of the people in my group has arranged it on the board in a certain fashion. So maybe just keep like 4 or 5 pieces. And on my right is a blank chessboard with some chess pieces. And what I have to do is I have to look at the chessboard on my left and then turn this way and recreate what I just saw from memory. Right? That's the basics. But there are 2 different conditions. In one condition, on this side, I'm just saying the word the, and I'm saying it, so the, and I'm memorizing it for, I think it's 15-20 seconds. All the instructions that replicate it exactly are in the activities file. I forget all the specifics, sorry. Anyway, they say the, as they're memorizing, and then they come back here to rearrange it, and they say the, as they're trying to rearrange the. Now this is the phonological interference. Of course, they can't turn back and forth, obviously, to see, right? They just have to do this one from memory. The visuospatial interference is just get them a calculator, or, I mean, like, I'm going to pretend my air conditioner remote is a calculator, and just get they have to maybe just type 4 numbers or 4 letters over and over again. So instead of saying that, as I'm memorizing, I might have to go 1938, 1938, 1938, and I have to type it in the keyboard. And so, because what I have to do with that is I'm having to see the keyboard. I can't see the keyboard, right? So I'm just having to keep it under the table, but I know where the numbers are. Well, hopefully the students will know where the numbers are, and they have to try and see that in their minds and see the chessboard in their mind as they memorize it. And same thing as they go over here, they're trying to type the letters, the numbers in that same order, in that same pattern, and they're trying to recreate the chessboard. What should happen is the keyboard calculator condition is much harder because both things are requiring the visuospatial sketchpad. And so it's of a limited capacity. So, you know, they're kind of competing with each other with that limited capacity, so it's very much harder to remember. Whereas phonological loop, visuospatial sketchpad are using different systems, so the capacity doesn't really max out, so they end up making less errors and it's easier. And that's what happened in the study as well. Right. Now you might want to just talk and talk, but and explain the study, and might want to answer this question just verbally for them, but I think it is really difficult for students to use this to explain those 2 sentences and apply it to the question. Most won't be able to get it right the first time, so I think it is something good to practice again, maybe a couple of times, perhaps just before the exam review. And again, just those 2 questions, right? Like this guiding question. Ames method results, that's easy to memorize, but how does it show support for the working memory model? And how it does that, right, is it's supporting the idea that there are 2 different systems, one for visuospatial, one for phonological, and that's because the error difference that we saw with that dual task experiment. Okay, and then so we can just use traffic lights here to reflect. Think about studies. Can they just remember the details? Can they apply it? And how good are they at evaluating? And so you might use color cards to see how good they are there. Yeah. And okay, so the next lesson will be the last lesson in the working memory unit, and this is another study. And here we're looking at the strengths of the working memory in terms of applying to things like ADHD.